When the K2 first aired in 2016, viewers were swept into a whirlwind of action, politics, betrayal, and suspense. But what truly captivated hearts worldwide was something far more delicate and irresistible: the undeniable and almost magical chemistry between Chang Wook and Yoona. Their pairing was unexpected, a union of two very different worlds. Chang Wook, already hailed as the action hero of his generation, and Yoona, the radiant idol from girls' generation transitioning deeper into the acting sphere. On paper, it looked like an intriguing gamble. On screen, it became one of the most unforgettable partnerships in K-drama history. What they created together was not just romance scripted for television, but a connection so powerful that it felt alive, real, and almost impossible to confine within the boundaries of fiction. The story began with a sense of skepticism among some viewers. Chang Wook was the rugged action powerhouse, famed for dramas like Healer and Empress Ki, where his strength, charisma, and intensity filled every frame. Yoona, though beloved across Asia for her music and charm, was still carving her path as an actress, and she was stepping into the fragile role of Anna, a reclusive and traumatized young woman hidden away from the world. Some wondered whether these two could bridge their vastly different energies. Yet from the moment their characters collided on screen, doubts evaporated, replaced by an electricity that drew the audience in like moths to a flame. Chang Wook's hardened exterior softened in the presence of Yoona's vulnerability, while Yoona's quiet fragility bloomed when held in the warmth of his gaze. They were opposites, but that was exactly why sparks flew. Behind the cameras, this magic didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was built carefully, rooted in respect and trust. Chang Wook, though already seasoned, never overshadowed his co-star. Instead, he admired Yoona's dedication and praised her ability to embody Anna with authenticity. He once remarked that he was struck by how committed she was, how she poured herself into portraying a character so different from her real-life persona, and that watching her act often stirred a more protective and tender side in him. Yoona, in turn, admitted that she felt nervous at first working with someone so established, but she soon discovered that Chang Wook wasn't just a strong actor. He was a supportive partner. He guided her gently during action sequences, cracked jokes to make her laugh, and offered quiet encouragement whenever she faltered. That dynamic off-screen naturally bled into their performances, creating chemistry that felt effortless and alive. The power of their connection shone brightest in the moments that demanded silence rather than words. One of the most iconic examples was the umbrella scene, where Chang Wook shielded Yoona from the rain. It was a simple gesture, yet their lingering eye contact carried such weight that viewers could feel every unspoken emotion radiating between them. Another unforgettable moment came in the stairwell rescue, when Chang Wook clutched Yoona tightly in a moment of peril. His fierce determination contrasted beautifully with her trembling vulnerability, creating a raw intensity that fans replayed endlessly. And then, of course, there was the kiss in the hideout, the culmination of their characters' emotional journey from fear and mistrust to love and acceptance. Chang Wook later revealed that he wanted the kiss to feel sincere, not staged, and the sincerity was undeniable. It wasn't simply a scripted kiss. It was a moment where two souls seemed to genuinely collide. Yet beyond these grand scenes, what made their bond unforgettable were the small gestures. The way Chang Wook's eyes softened when looking at Yoona, the way her nervous smiles melted into trust when he was near. Those fleeting, unspoken moments were what made their chemistry so intoxicating. Off-screen, their camaraderie was just as charming. Behind-the-scenes footage revealed a friendship built on laughter, teasing, and comfort. Chang Wook, known for his playful personality, often lightened the mood with jokes, while Yoona's warm laughter echoed in response. When Yoona expressed worries about action-heavy sequences, Chang Wook would patiently demonstrate, sometimes exaggerating movements in a way that made her laugh instead of panic. Their interactions were filled with ease, the kind of ease that only comes when two people truly enjoy each other's company. It was this genuine connection, free from pressure or pretense, that laid the foundation for the magic audiences saw on screen. So, why did their chemistry feel so real, even compared to other popular drama couples? The answer lies in the subtlety of their performances. They didn't need grand declarations or melodramatic gestures to convince viewers. Instead, they relied on quiet intensity, the power of a gaze, the weight of silence, the vulnerability of a trembling hand meeting one that offered strength. They complemented each other perfectly. Chang Wook's commanding presence and raw charisma balanced by Yoona's delicate fragility and emotional depth. Together, they created something more than just a scripted romance. They created an atmosphere of longing and connection that felt palpably real. This authenticity is why fans still debate whether what they saw was just acting or something that blurred into reality. When the K2 ended, the Chang Wook Yoona pairing didn't fade away. Their legacy endured, cemented as one of the most iconic duos in K-drama. For Chang Wook, the drama reinforced his title as a master of action romance, proving he could deliver both adrenaline and heart-stopping intimacy. For Yoona, it marked a turning point in her acting career, as critics and fans alike recognized her ability to portray deep vulnerability and raw emotion. And yet, whenever their names are mentioned together today, it is almost impossible not to think back to the fire they created in the K2. Fans, of course, continue to dream of a reunion. They imagine what it would be like to see Chang Wook and Yoona paired again, whether in a modern melodrama, a romantic comedy, or even another action-packed thriller. Both stars have expressed that they enjoyed working together and would welcome another chance if the right project appeared. The thought alone sends fans into a frenzy, as social media fills with fan edits, reimagined posters, and speculative stories keeping the dream alive. The demand for a reunion speaks volumes about the impact they left behind. Theirs wasn't just another drama pairing, it was lightning in a bottle. The beauty of their story lies in its lasting power. Many K-drama couples come and go, some burning brightly, but fading quickly once the cameras stop rolling. Yet Chang Wook and Yoona in the K2 created a spark that refuses to die out. Their chemistry was not born from over-the-top theatrics, but from something far rarer. The ability to make silence speak louder than words, to make a single look carry the weight of 1,000 lines of dialogue. It was the tenderness of protection meeting the fragility of vulnerability, and together, it became an unforgettable storm of emotion that transcended fiction. Even now, years later, fans return to their scenes, replaying them as though discovering them for the first time. They analyze every look, every touch, every smile, searching for the secret of their magic. But perhaps there is no secret at all. Perhaps what Chang Wook and Yoona shared on screen was simply the result of two dedicated actors giving their all to a story and trusting each other enough to make it real. And yet, the effect was so extraordinary that it became more than a performance. It became a legacy. In the vast world of K-dramas, where countless love stories are told and retold, very few manage to linger in the hearts of audiences long after the final credits roll. Chang Wook and Yoona's partnership in the K2 belongs to that rare and special category. It wasn't just acting and it wasn't just romance. It was a spark, a moment in time when two stars aligned so perfectly that they created something timeless. Whether or not they reunite on screen, their chemistry in the K2 will continue to be remembered, celebrated, and cherished as one of the most electric and captivating love stories ever brought to life on television. Their legacy is proof that sometimes, when the right people meet at the right moment, magic happens. And when it does, it doesn't fade. It lives on long after the drama ends. The end of the K2 did not mark the end of Chang Wook and Yoona's story in the hearts of fans. In fact, their electric chemistry sparked a wave of longing that has yet to subside. Years have passed, yet clips of their most iconic moments continue to flood social media timelines, gaining millions of views and sparking heated debates in comment sections. Fans still argue over which scene carried the most intensity, the umbrella, the stairwell, or that unforgettable kiss in the hideout. But what's even more fascinating is how their connection has transcended the screen, morphing into something of a legend within the K-drama universe. It's no longer just about the K2, it's about what Chang Wook and Yoona represent together. Two stars whose paths crossed and ignited a flame so rare that audiences are still mesmerized by it. The continuation of their story now lives not in scripted dramas, but in the imaginations of fans worldwide. People wonder what it would be like if they reunited. Would the spark still be there? Could it even surpass what they created before? Imagine Chang Wook and Yoona stepping into a modern melodrama, no longer constrained by politics or secrecy, but as ordinary lovers fighting extraordinary odds. Picture them in a romantic comedy, letting their playful off-screen chemistry shine in the form of banter, teasing, and lighthearted affection. Or envision them thrown together in another action thriller, this time with roles reversed, Yoona as a bold heroine taking charge, Chang Wook as the one in need of protection. The possibilities feel endless, and that sense of infinite imagination is what keeps their pairing alive long after the credits of the K2 rolled. But what's most captivating is the way Chang Wook and Yoona continue to respect each other publicly. Whenever asked in interviews about their time filming the K2, they speak with fondness. Chang Wook often highlights how hard Yoona worked to embody Anna's fragility and how proud he was to see her growth as an actress. Yoona, in turn, never hesitates to describe Chang Wook as a dependable partner who made her feel comfortable even in the most demanding scenes. That kind of mutual admiration only deepens the fascination fans feel. It reminds us that behind the characters we adored was a genuine bond between two artists who truly valued their time together. It's this blend of reality and fiction, admiration and imagination, that makes their legacy so enduring. Kdrama is built on fleeting love stories that captivate us for a moment, but Chang Wook and Yoona created something far more powerful. They built a story that lives on because audiences don't want to let it go. They want to hold on to the tension of those silent gazes, the softness of those fleeting smiles, and the thrill of knowing that even in scripted fiction, something real seemed to shine through. And this is where the beauty lies, not in whether Chang Wook and Yoona ever actually had feelings beyond the screen, but in the fact that they gave us something to believe in. They reminded us that chemistry is not something you can manufacture. It either exists or it doesn't. And when it does exist, it can become unforgettable. That's why the K2 remains a drama people revisit over and over again. Not just for the action, not just for the story, but for the way these two breathed life into their characters and gave audiences something to treasure long after. Now, as both stars continue on their individual journeys, Chang Wook exploring new genres, Yoona dazzling both in film and television, the shadow of the K2 follows them like a cherished memory. Their names, when spoken together, still spark excitement. Their clips, when resurfaced, still go viral. Their chemistry, when remembered, still sends chills down the spine. It's proof that what they created wasn't ordinary, and it wasn't temporary. It was something timeless. And that timelessness is exactly what we at Midnight in Seoul celebrate. Our channel is a space for fans who live and breathe the magic of K-dramas, who understand that behind every story lies a universe of emotions, dreams, and unforgettable connections. Chang Wook and Yoona are just one example of the kind of sparks we explore, but they embody everything we love about K-drama: the passion, the mystery, the tension, the tenderness, and the hope that some stories are meant to last forever. If you've ever found yourself replaying the K2 kiss just one more time, or if you've caught yourself wishing for a reunion drama, then Midnight in Seoul is where you belong. Here, we dive deep into the stories behind the screen, uncover the truths behind the chemistry, and celebrate the unforgettable legacies of stars who make our hearts race. We bring you not just drama reviews, but behind-the-scenes insights, captivating storytelling, and the kind of emotional journeys that remind you why you fell in love with K-dramas in the first place. The story of Chang Wook and Yoona in the K2 is far from over. It lives on through us, through you, through every fan who refuses to forget. So if you're ready to keep the spark alive, if you want to relive those unforgettable gazes, and if you want to join a community that celebrates every breathtaking moment of K-drama history, then hit that subscribe button on Midnight in Seoul. Let's continue this journey together, because when it comes to stars like Chang Wook and Yoona, the magic never truly ends. It only grows stronger with time.